Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to drive Becketts farm, which is a large roundabout in South Birmingham that causes many people problems. Over the last 20 years I've taught over 1,000 people to drive this roundabout, and I've even had people come to me especially just for 2-hour lessons on this roundabout. So I'm going to start off with a quick introduction and tell you how to drive it. I'm then going to go and drive it from different angles. I'm going to cover them all. And I'm going to show you different approaches, different lanes, different strategies, and I'm going to show you some video clips of people getting it spectacularly wrong, because over the years I've built up quite a library of really bad driving, and when you see these things, when I tell you what they are before you see them, you won't believe me. People say, oh no, you're making that up. Well, I'm not, because I've got a video to prove it. I may put those in a separate video, or I might put them in this one, we'll see. So first of all, how do you drive these roundabouts? Well, this is what's called a spiral roundabout or a gyratory roundabout. It simply means that as you go round, the lanes kind of move outwards. So it's not as simple as just going as you would on most roundabouts. Now, I have done a page on my website on how to drive spiral roundabouts, so please do check that out. And I'll put a link to anything I mention in the description. I've also done a video which is on that page, which is about 25 minutes long, and it shows you a universal way of how to drive all of these roundabouts, because I don't believe in just teaching how to drive specific roundabouts. That being said, sometimes certain roundabouts can just cause trouble because they've got little nuances or little things about them. They're a little bit different, or this sort of catches people out. And especially if it's coming towards the end of your test, you may be nervous, thinking of a past. It can help to just have practiced that particular roundabout. So we're going to get moving soon. Just one quick thing for any of you aficionados who have been watching my videos for years. Does anyone remember Snakey? Well, I've now got Snakey too, because Snakey, I won't talk about as much, but Snakey was a little toy snake who sat in the back of my car for many years before someone stole him. But I went to Newquay the other day and I bought Snakey 2 from Newquay Zoo, which rhymes. Can anyone think of a better name for Snakey 2? Let me know in the comments. What would you like to call Snakey 2? Anyway, let's turn the car on. So on there practicing this on driving lessons, and let's go. Now I'm going to start off by doing lefts. So we're going to be turning left at the roundabout. I wasn't going to do this, and I thought, well, going left is quite simple, but there are a few things I can teach you about this, so I thought it's well worth doing. So we're going to approach the roundabout. This is a slip road here. There's no sign for it. The signs are very poor around this area. So I'm checking my mirror. There's no one behind, no one around at all. Checking ahead. I'm going to check my mirrors and my blind spot. Signal to make sure people know I'm joining. Accelerate. And the speed is now 50 on this road. It used to be national, it's now 50. So looking at the sign, we're going to go left towards Headley Heath, first exit. So I'll check my middle mirror and my left mirror. I'll wait till I pass this so it doesn't look like I'm going into Becketts farm, and I'll signal left. Now, I'm braking, and you see on the floor, it says left lane, left. I mean, it's quite obvious the left lane will almost always go left. I'll come down to second and I'll turn. But notice I'm checking my left and right mirrors as I do that. I know I'm wearing sunglasses, so it's a very sunny day, so I've got to wear sunglasses. But I'm checking my left mirror there. Why? Because of things like you'll be seeing on the clip on the screen now. People will just shoot down the left side on e-bikes and things like that, and they'll even go at the pavement to save a few seconds, and you've got to watch out for things like that. Talking of watching out for things, look ahead, and I'll slow down if I can, there's no one behind me. There is a sign here, the second white sign that's hidden in the hedge. And this is what Becketts farm is missing that would make it so much easier. Slow down, there's no one behind at all. Can you see that sign on the left with the arrows? It's saying left lane left, mid lane left and ahead, right lane ahead and right. That's what you should have on Becketts farm. Why don't they put them up? I don't know. I'm only guessing this, but I think one reason they don't do it is Becketts farm is right on the edge of Birmingham. I think it's on the edge of 3 different areas if I remember correctly. And I think it's something to do with the councils argue about who owns it or something, and each council says you've got to pay for it, no you've got to pay for it, no you've got to pay for it. Maybe that's not true, that's just a theory I came up with, and there's someone else learning to drive around here. You'll see lots of learners today probably. So let's go left again, checking my middle mirror, my left mirror. There's a few cars behind, they're quite far back. Again, going left is easy. If you want to skip ahead to the other bits going ahead or going right, there'll be timestamps in the description. So mirrors, left signal early. There is no point signalling when you get to here because you've already chosen your lane. A signal warns people what you intend to do, not just what you are doing. So I'm going to go left down this road and let's go. Now I may cut some parts of this video out. It is going to jump from bit to bit because you don't need to watch all of it. But one of the main things people get wrong about roundabouts are the pointing some cones out the other way. That's going to be annoying because that means I can't show you the lanes. Or maybe they're collecting them, I don't know. I can't see if they're picking them up. Anyway, this car's going very slowly, so I'll go around them. And I'll come back when I'm going the other way and I'll talk more about what people often get wrong with these roundabouts. Okay, so I'm approaching Maypole roundabout and I'm going to use this one as an example to show you what people often get wrong on the approach to roundabouts, and that is simply their approach speed. You're not supposed to stop dead on the approach to a roundabout unless you have to. So the best way to look at this is you hope to go but expect to stop. So I'm approaching the roundabout, it's fairly busy, I'm in second gear. Can I go? No, so I drop to 1 and I roll and roll, keep momentum going, check around, check ahead, and off I go. You notice I didn't stop dead. Once you've stopped dead, you make it more difficult to move off again because you've lost momentum. And I know in the video this can look a bit weird because the camera lens makes distance and speed look a little bit different to what they actually are. But I get around the bend, I apply the gas, and I'm going back to Becketts farm from the other way. The point of that is, when you approach the roundabout, you're not supposed to just stop. But many driving instructors, and I know because I've trained hundreds of instructors over the years, don't do it anymore, but they used to. They teach people to just stop. It's like stop, put a handbrake on, go. That's a very poor way of doing it because you lose momentum. And if you go on to do advanced driving, you'll fail your advanced driving test for that, depending on which test it is because of the different versions. So it's often not just the lanes that catch people out, it's the way they approach. They simply don't approach properly. It doesn't mean you've got to always go. Sometimes people say, oh, well, you're saying you've got to always go. No, you don't have to always go. It's just that you mustn't always stop. Don't just stop all the time. And it's signs saying work forcing roads slow. I really hope they're not going to be doing the grass. Sometimes they're cutting the grass and they put cones in the road. Yeah, it says Roadworks 1 mile ahead. I will complete this video, even if it means turning right from a different lane. I suppose that might be quite good because you'll get to see what it's like to turn right from different lanes, because sometimes this happens where a lane's closed off and you can't always use the lane you want, so I suppose it'll work out well. I'm not doing full speed because I know the roadworks are coming up, and remember, it's a speed limit, not a speed target. You don't have to do it. That van that passed isn't doing anything wrong, but I'm just not in a rush to get anywhere, so you don't have to always do the limit. It's only bad if you're slowing people down, like say if you're in 20 down here for no reason. So the right lane's closing, there's no one behind, no car ahead's now passing the other one. They're going quite slowly, but we're going to get to Becketts farm and go left. Now I know this one is quite simple, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do the second left, because the first left you just go left, there's nothing to show you on that, you wouldn't learn anything, it's just like the other one. But I'm going to take the second left, and this is what catches people out. I've had this where I've been on many driving tests and the examiner said second left towards Earlswood. You can see on the sign there, the one that's sort of 9 o'clock, if it was a clock face, 9 o'clock, Earlswood. So if you're going first left, you just do mirror signal left, go left, easy. I've done that in many videos before. But how do you do a second left? Well, it's a bit like doing the first left, except you don't indicate. So you come up in the left lane, I'm braking, coming down second, again keeping momentum, raising the pedals, checking, no one around, checking the mirror. I go past the first left, now on mirror signal, and I come off and go left. So that's the second left. The first one, like I say, I won't do, that would have been too simple. But I'm going to go into this road, turn around, and then do that from another way. So this is a little sort of dead cul-de-sac kind of area. There's no one around here at all, so I could just back it up. Notice I'm checking all around. You must be checking all around. Do not stare ahead. And I would not normally turn around by this close to a junction, but it's a very quiet dead end. I mean, you could probably sit here for an hour and no one will come in, but I'm being careful anyway. So I'm checking around, and I'll do one more left turn on Becketts farm. And this is good because the left lane's shut. So what do you do? Well, obviously you get in the right lane because the left lane's closed. So I'll do mirrors, signal. And people get confused here. It might seem obvious when you're watching a video. It might be obvious to you when you're driving. But people do get confused. So what do I do? I'm in the right lane. I can't go left in the right lane. Well, you can if the left lane's closed. And I can't go. So I didn't keep creeping there because I couldn't get anywhere. You mustn't keep creeping just for the sake of it. No, creep forward slowly. Bit of gas clutch. Can't go before that car, so I dip the clutch. And I can't go, so I'll stop dead, handbrake on. There's nothing wrong with that, it's just that you avoid it when you can, but you can't always avoid it no matter how well you drive, no matter what you do. So I'm back on this road, well I'm on this road, I've been here before today, and I'm going up to 50, and they're putting cones all down here. So this is going to be a little bit different to how it may normally be, but that's okay, because you've got to be able to do it in all conditions, like I say. I'm now going to go and look at how to do it from going ahead, which is what messes people up, but really it's quite easy. If you look at the lane I'm in now, just imagine that the roundabout is simply a straight line that's been bent, because that's all it is. People get so confused over this, I don't get it. It's left lane to go ahead. How can the left lane go ahead? You must get it out of your head that many people have this thing that left lane goes ahead. No, left lane. Many people have this thing. The left lane goes left, middle lane goes ahead, and the right lane goes right. Well, that may be true, but it doesn't mean that the left lane doesn't also go ahead. There are roundabouts by me. You'll see on the page I mentioned before about spiral roundabouts. There's one not far from here, about 5 miles that way, where the left lane goes right. There are some where the right lane goes left. I'll let this car go because it's simply easier for me to get around if they get there, not there. Again, I didn't have to do that. I could have just gone round the back, but I wasn't going that fast. There was no sudden movements, and they could tell what was going on. They were aware, they weren't on the phone. So you can do that. I could have just gone round the back. There's not always a right and wrong, oh, you should have gone. No, because it was quite tight to get around the back there. There's no point squeezing around the back of someone when you could just let them out. There's no one behind me, no one was inconvenienced. I wouldn't have done that had there been a cyclist coming down the road behind me. I would have just gone. But you've got to be flexible and adaptable when you drive. So this is how you do it for going ahead. Check my blind spot. You must check your blind spot here because there can easily be someone there. It's quite loud when the speed is this high. Not that high, it's 50, but you know, it's still quite loud, the road. You can easily miss someone. You can't hear them or see them sometimes unless you check your blind spot. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's the second exit towards Birmingham. Now the signs are poor, the signage is poor on the floor, but look at the sign here, and it shows Birmingham is towards the left side of the diagram. That does not necessarily mean it's the left lane, but in this case it does work like that. So I'm checking my mirrors, there's no one around. I look at the markings on the floor, and you always start from the left lane. Does the left lane go the way I want to go? Yes, it says ahead. It says A435 North, so that's the one I want. Stay in your lane. So you come round, you stay in the left lane, don't go down there where we went before, follow it round, mirror signal, and off you go. I can't go any further right from here. If I went right there, I'd be crashing into anyone who's overtaking me. So the simple rule is, keep left. This is what I've always taught people, just keep left. And I always remember one person I taught who actually was the first people I ever filmed with, I think. Aaron, I filmed a mock test with Aaron back in, I think it was 2012, I think that was. I started making videos in 2008, but I filmed a mock test with Aaron. And I always remember Aaron because when we went round the roundabout, the way he remembered that was he used to sing a song which is to the left, to the left. Sorry, that's as well as I can sing. Is it someone Beyonce, I think? You know, to the left, everybody's singing to the left. I don't know, not my kind of music, but that's what he used to do. And every time he approached the roundabout, he'd go to the left, to the left. Brilliant. That's how he remembered to do it. That's what you do. So I'm going to get around these cars because they're going a little bit below the limit, and I'll get around those and make some progress. You're not really marked on this Sling test too much about making progress, but there you go, I got around. And you notice what I did there. Just going to check, come back in. I made a mistake there because for some reason I thought I was in 4th gear. And I went to go to 6th and I was already in 6th. It doesn't matter. People go, oh no, I made a mistake, oh the examiner's going to fail me, oh no. It doesn't matter, who cares? You're human, right? You're probably human if you're watching this. You make mistakes, I make mistakes. No one's perfect. No one goes out and drives perfectly. I don't always get the lanes correct. I make mistakes, I mess up. That's not what matters. These people are like, I'm perfect, I never make mistakes, I never do things wrong. Yeah, they're normally the ones who get most wrong. But never mind that, let's not get too much off topic. But people make mistakes. It isn't the mistake that matters, it's how you deal with it. I've known people many times who have got the lanes correct on Beckett's farm, but they failed the driving test. And that camera's overheating, sorry. The interior camera is just overheated, which is a bit annoying, but I did think that might happen. So the interior camera would have gone off and I'll have switched to the front camera. The front one is the main one anyway, because that's the one you really need to see. So never mind that. So rolling up to the roundabout, roll, off I go. Again, notice that it's what you call a slingshot, where you don't just stop dead. You just roll and roll, planning ahead. That lorry is going to go the same way as me, I'm guessing. Maybe actually they're probably going the other way, yeah, because they're probably going to the tip. So they're going to go further round. I check, I come off, and off I go. And that is a pedestrian crossing there, you notice where the person was standing to cross. I accelerate away again, not bothered about going full speed, flat out, but I'll keep up a reasonable pace. And yeah, you don't have to be perfect. This is a good thing. Again, sorry about the interior camera. I bought these cameras because they're supposed to never overheat, and they overheat. Again, nothing's perfect, right? I'll pull the blower on, just to make it a little bit easier for the cameras. So, what was I saying about not being perfect? Many people are surprised when they do Beckett's farm perfectly, they get the lanes perfect, and they fail. So how does that happen? You might say, well, I did it perfectly. Because they weren't doing one thing. What is it they weren't doing? I'll give you the answer when we get there, because it's going to be very important, it's always important. But what were these people not doing? They got the lanes correct, they were in the correct lane, they were in the correct way, they indicated, but what didn't they do? Well, I'm going to get around this lorry because I'm going to go in quite slowly, and I'll get around the roadworks on for quite some way. So I'll get around these. There's a bit of pressure for the car behind who's coming up quite fast, but I'll get around these 3 vehicles. I know I've got plenty of time because we've just been here, and I know the road doesn't, that lane doesn't close for some time. Like the van was doing, this is what the van was doing before. It's not wrong. You could say, oh, you're not supposed to overtake when the lane's going to end. The lane's not going to end for quite a while. That van's going about 65-ish. I've got, what, 800 yards? Got plenty of room. Check. I don't even have to indicate. You don't have to always indicate to come back, but I will. And there you go. Got loads of time. So what is it these people don't do when they're going around a roundabout? They don't check the mirrors. Because if you don't check your mirrors, you will fail no matter what you do. There's no point in driving it perfectly and get the lanes perfect if other people aren't. And boy oh boy, do I know that people don't always get the lanes correct on this. I'll put video clips to that. I'll probably put them in a separate video so this one doesn't get too messy. But When I'm checking my mirrors, braking gradually. I'm going to select third gear, lift the clutch. I can see very well I'm on the centre lane because that's the one furthest left that goes the way I want to go. I stay in the middle lane, middle to middle. I check the mirrors, there's no one around that side, no one around that side. I move over like that and I come off. And now I've got to move to the right lane. It's good to go into read today because that's not normally how you would do it. You would normally come off in the left lane. It is a bit of a shame I can't show you that, but this will be a bit of a bonus video. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another one where I'll do it normally, but this will be a great example of how you do it when there are roadworks. Now all I'm doing in this video to select the lanes, because you might be thinking how am I choosing the lanes, you simply keep as far left as you can at all times, even like now. So I'm going to move left. I'm going to stick to the speed limit even though some people don't want to. You simply keep as far left as you can for the way you want to go. So in that one back there, the lane that went ahead, the furthest lane left that went ahead was the one in the middle. So I went for the middle lane and I stayed in the middle lane. And then when I came off, I simply followed that lane. So you do, you follow the lane. It's not that difficult to understand. You're simply following the lane. So when I go back round, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this video a little bit shorter than I planned, because although I planned on this being the ultimate guide and doing it from every angle, unfortunately the roadworks are going to mean I can't do it exactly how I wanted to do. So I'm going to keep this as a video on how to do it in unusual situations. Again, notice how I'm flexing and adapting to what is happening around me in terms of the video. I could just say, oh no, scrap the video, I'll have to come back and do it another day. Now I'm going to flex and adapt to it. So I'm going to go right on this one. I'm going to turn right to the roundabout and it'll be the fourth exit I'll go to. Now this one, I'm going to go in the right-hand lane to go right, but that won't always apply. So if you didn't know this, drive this roundabout, imagining I don't know it. You imagine I haven't been here thousands of times like I have done. That thing behind's letting me go. Again, I've done a video on how to join these roads. If you want to see that, there'll be a link in the description. So imagine I don't know where I am. I just know someone said to me, come and meet me in whatever, Earlswood. For some reason someone said meet me in Solihull, and I don't know where I am. So I'm going to pretend I don't know anything about this road at all. And I'm thinking, well, which way is Solihull? I can see the sign. It's not left, it's not ahead, it's not the other ahead, it's right. So I check and I go in the right lane. Now, it may not be the right lane that goes right, but in most cases it will be. And that camera stopped as well.